let's just jump right into it. There is an actual double XP weekend. I thought it was fake at first because there was some unverified sources posted on Twitter, but I checked it out and it's actually just for PlayStation users. So as of yesterday, for anybody who is on the PS5 version of, Battlefield 6, is basically getting double XP. So if you guys are PS5 players, definitely check that out. Not sure how I feel about it. I mean, I'm a PS5 player myself, at least for Battlefield. And, I'm not sure. Hopefully they'll have an event in the future where it's for, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. But there's a lot of XP exclusives for being, a PlayStation user. Also, like every time someone else in the party is added to your squad, like let's say that they're a PS5 user as well, you get an additional 5%. So if you guys are stacked up with each other in a 4-man and all PS5 users, you will get an additional 15% at all times. Pretty sure it shows that in the menu if you guys ever checked. But yeah, in this gameplay though, I did pop off with the SOR, and yeah, definitely a fun gun, especially how accurate it is. And considering how bloom is right now, having something that has low bloom and very great accuracy and good range, it's definitely great to use. Definitely one of my favorite ARs to definitely use. You can see I even already got the suppressor on it. I was using it like a whole bunch. I think in this gameplay here, got like 37, and a lot of them were defending the objective, trying to cap, and still learning the game. That's the funnest part about this whole experience. But we'll get into some live changes that they did implement that were probably added about, I'd say, a couple days ago. But it's mainly for XP and challenges. So I'm glad they're hearing our feedback about challenges being so difficult. And, also taking a very long time for us to unlock our attachments. It could be very frustrating. Trying to get a suppressor and it's taking you a few days of grinding, or even longer, depending on, how busy you are in life. That is a funny Battlefield moment. I'm starting to get used to this, chaos. But the key improvements were increased official XP in official matches, of course. Reduced XP needed for the first 20 attachment ranks once again. So, yeah, like I was using like a new gun where I didn't really have these attachments before the double XP, and I could say it definitely feels a bit faster. I didn't get to fully test it out because, double XP hit, I believe, Thursday evening. So I would have to see once the double XP event is over to see if they found a great balance or not. Challenges and the assignment requirements rebalanced around realistic playtime goals. That goes around what I was just saying, as far as in some people have, kids, they're a father, they just have maybe a few hours a day or even less than that to hop on Battlefield 6, and you gotta consider your whole player base when you make challenges. Some of the challenges were crazy. I think to unlock the KORD, one of my favorite ARs as well, that has a crazy fast, RPM of 900. That took me, I think, 300 kills with either, it was the SOR, yeah, and then it was something else. I had to forget what the other one was, but it took me a little while to get it. So I had to get 300 kills with just this gun and do something else as well. And the beautiful part about this change is the progress that you have made, it basically auto applies. So let's say if they change it down to 30 headshots for a challenge, right? And you already did 30, now you're going to just unlock whatever challenge that is. So it's not like you'll have to do any additional work. So if you guys already had, for example, 5 headshots with the not the PSR, but with a sniper rifle at a certain distance, I believe they cut it down to 5 now. So if you were at somewhere around 30 out of 100, you'll just instantly unlock the sniper rifle. So that is beautiful work. I'm gonna read off some examples. Assault 2, squad mate deploys, I believe, on the spawn beacon. It's been reduced from 50 to 5. Support 2, the revives are down from 200 to 60. Weapon assignment rapid fire 1, I believe this is what I was talking about. Damage required with an assault rifle has been reduced from 10,000 to 3,000. Conquest wins 5 to 2. Conquest 3, objective kills 30 to 10. Gameplay and mastery, explosive expert, multi-kills 20 to 5. Adaptable 2, vehicle repairs from 3,000 to 500. So a lot of these changes are very more realistic and easier to do. you won't have to go too far out of your way to complete these challenges. So, them having all this great transparency and responding to our feedback is just going to be crucial for this game to continue its success. Because especially with Battlefield being a game where they are going to be here for probably 3-4 years, it's very important for them to listen to whatever critiques or whatever we complain about immediately. And also, I believe I saw on Twitter that there's probably going to be a patch, I believe November 11th, or at least like this coming Monday. So I'm not sure exactly on the date. But here's some future changes for you guys as well from some Battlefield sources. They're fixing a ladder glitch, not sure exactly what that is. There's a recon drone sledgehammer exploit that will be fixed. IFV painted insta kills. I believe it's that tank that could just pretty much take jets out the entire match with like unlimited rockets. Let me see, air radar not working. It says weapon scope visual bug. The weird jump then die bug. Yeah, that one I've experienced where like either you get a kill or you get killed and the body just like jumps up like 20 feet in the air. Yeah, that's honestly very weird. It happens more for me when I'm like walking around covers or like when I'm walking up a hill through like different terrain. I'll just randomly just jump up. I hate that because sometimes I'm trying to make a flank or a good coordinated push and I just jump up like 20 feet in the air and they see me. It takes away the element of surprise. So hopefully they fix that as well. And judging on the weapon scope visual bug, hopefully that's more, about the bloom and shots not going where they're supposed to. And what I'm complaining about is like even just 30-40 meters away where AR range should be just fine. I'm not talking about like 100 meters away. I'm talking about like at the average gunfight, at the average range of an assault rifle, and I'm just missing the first few bullets sometimes. Like some guns are better to use now than others. NVO I've seen has tons of bloom. Like I really like the NVO. It's really hard hitting. I love it, but at the end of the day, it has more bloom than other guns, so it's very noticeable. Sometimes people are like head glitching a bit. Not like a real glitch, but like, you know what I mean. They're just using really smart cover, and I'm tap firing, and like the first 3 or 4 bullets don't even hit, and then they kill me. That's very frustrating. The NVO would have probably definitely killed them in that 4-shot range. But let's see what else they're looking into. Red Sec footstep audio mix fixes. Russian breakthrough layouts. Weapon recoil concerns. Official and verified portal servers will be running at 60 Hz now. This is what they're looking into, so I'm not sure if that's going to be in the official patch. That's supposedly coming soon. Portal server browser UX will be improved. I think they meant UI. Maps are small. They're looking for more of the large sandbox types, but also fixing issues that exist on maps. Not sure that's mainly like, like spawn points or anything like that. But what I wouldn't mind is games like Rainbow Six Siege, they will pull their map out of rotation and add sections and rework the map. Like I wouldn't be mad if they took out like 1 or 2 maps per season, like let's say 1 per season. And then by the time they drop like season 2, they could have, let's say, Manhattan Bridge rework with a new map, like with Eastwood, for example. And then they could just make them bigger and just maybe add some areas to make these maps feel a little bit more expansive, like they should feel. And again, I'm new to this series, and I'm even calling for bigger maps. These maps feel very cluttered, and sometimes I'm even spawning in at HQ, just getting shot at on Conquest. Then looking back at like Battlefield 4, I saw some reviews on it and comparisons to Battlefield 6. It's just 9-day difference as far as in like how spread out the maps are, especially for Conquest. I understand if it feels like that for Domination, TDM, some of those smaller game modes that are meant for, I guess, the Call of Duty crowd. I mean, sure, but I'm even that Call of Duty person, And then I went to R6 because Call of Duty was doing jetpacks. And I ended up coming here. I love the game. I still love the game. Still gonna play it. But I just want bigger maps in the future. They cut out a section of RedSec on a private server, and it literally plays like one of those old school BF4 Conquest maps. So I would love to see them do some more work with it. As far as in whatever maps they're going to be adding in, making them bigger. Like I said, if it's going to be 3-4 years, why not rework some of these maps, pull them out of rotation, add more expansive areas in the middle of these maps, or even like with Manhattan Bridge and the other map, Empire State, I think, connect them.